Welcome to The Late Show, everybody. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Look, I don't know. Hey, friends. I don't know what you all are talking about, but everybody I talk to is talking about what Donald Trump doesn't want to talk about. So let's talk about it. It being the conspiracy surrounding his old dancing buddy, Jeffrey Epstein. There you go. For years, before he was, reelected, and recently, since they all got into office, a bunch of high-ranking people in Trump's administration.
The Canadian people are furious after Donald Trump's invasion of Venezuela and Donald Trump's press conference that he held thereafter, referring to what he wants to do in terms of American dominance in the Western Hemisphere as the Don Roe Doctrine. The Canadian people have prepared themselves and are preparing themselves for what Donald Trump's real ambitions are to totally dominate and control the Western Hemisphere. And as Donald Trump said a year ago, turn.
You know what I love about Stephen Colbert? The man is literally getting canceled. His show ends in May, and instead of going quiet, he just keeps pulling out the receipts. And this time, he pulled out the one piece of footage Trump has spent years pretending doesn't exist. Let me set the scene for you. August 4th. Colbert opens his monologue talking about Trump's latest genius idea, a $200 million ballroom addition to the White House. 90,000 square feet, gold chandeliers, the whole dictator aesthetic, and Trump's bragging about his really good ballroom skills.
Have kept promising to release the files surrounding Jeffrey Epstein, his mysterious clients, and his suspicious death. But now, suddenly, for reasons that I legally cannot think of, Donald Trump seems desperate to stop us from knowing who Jeffrey Epstein's clients were. In fact, yesterday, he said he was surprised anyone even cares about the guy.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life.
Canada into the 51st state, turn Greenland into a state, turn Venezuela into a state, take over the Panama Canal. This is what Trump's ambitions are in 2026. If you take a look a year ago, the New York Post cover from January 8th, 2025, which is the name that Donald Trump is invoking now. The Don Roe Doctrine. This is what Trump was talking about then. This is the New York Post article, and you see it's Donald Trump pointing to Canada.
So Colbert does what Colbert does. He goes, to be fair, he's right. Trump is good at ballroom. I mean, just check out this footage of him dancing it up, and then he plays it. Mar-a-Lago. Trump at a party he threw for himself, surrounded by women, and standing right next to him, laughing, dancing, pointing at women together, Jeffrey Epstein. The same Jeffrey Epstein whose files Trump promised to release. The same Epstein whose client list Trump's own Justice Department has been desperately trying to keep buried. The same Epstein that Pam Bondi had to personally tell Trump, in May, that his name appears in those files.
That sentence was never a big factor in terms of word. He went on.
I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
Yes. No, he's right. The Epstein saga is a total snooze fest. I mean, the most powerful man in the world is blocking information about a cabal of the rich, the famous, and the royal, befriending a con man who regularly flies off in his private plane to his private island or do super illegal sex stuff.
Saying 51st state, Greenland saying our land, Gulf of Mexico saying Gulf of America, Panama Canal calling it Panamaga. Of course, you know Donald Trump's social media posts throughout the past year where he kept on saying that Canada must become a state. We must make Canada a state. Just think about how beautiful it will look without the border if Canada has become if Canada becomes a state. Stephen Miller's wife or girlfriend or whatever, she posts a photo of Greenland just now.
Multiple times. And Colbert just aired it on national television. Hey, who's that guy? Colbert asks while the footage plays. Absolute savagery. Now here's where it gets interesting, because this isn't just some random old clip. This footage has been sitting in NBC's archives since '92. It shows Trump and Epstein watching women dance at Mar-a-Lago. Trump at one point grabs a woman toward him and pats her behind, on camera. Later in the footage, Trump leans into Epstein's ear, points at a woman, appears to say, "Look at her, she's hot."
Then the con man is arrested. People are afraid he's going to name names, but before he can, he mysteriously dies right after being taken off a suicide watch in a federal prison during the administration of the guy who is blocking the release of the information. Boring. Sex, cults, and murder are famously dull. That's why they call that movie Eyes Wide Shut, because everyone was asleep.
With the American flag over it. I mean, these are truly disturbed people. And here's what Donald Trump said about the Don Roe Doctrine, which Trump has defined as conquering Canada, taking it over, invading it. Here's what he said at the press conference. This was not lost on the Canadian people. Play this clip.
And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Don Roe document. I don't know. It's Monroe Doctrine.
And whatever he whispers next makes Epstein literally double over laughing. This is the guy who now claims he barely knew Epstein, who says they had a falling out, who tells reporters with a straight face that he hardly spent time with him. And yet, we have footage of them partying together, photos from Victoria's Secret events in '97 and '99. CNN uncovered footage of them at a fashion show, chatting and laughing together. We now know from recently released files that Epstein attended Trump's 1993 wedding to Marla Maples.
But if for some reason you're still interested in finding out who's on Epstein's list, don't be.
I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden information,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch that. What did he say again?
But he's lying, folks.
This morning. By this morning, Trump had enough of this nonsense.
We sort of forgot about it. It was very important, but we forgot about it. We don't forget about it anymore. Under our new national security strategy, American dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again. Won't happen.
Notice what he's saying there, dominance. And this is not about democracy. I mean, the main opposition leader, Machado, Donald Trump said that she's weak and that the people don't like her in Venezuela and that she shouldn't be
something that wasn't widely known until this year. Flight logs confirm Trump flew on Epstein's private jet multiple times throughout the 90s. And here's the part that should genuinely disturb you. According to documents released by the House Oversight Committee in November, Epstein told a journalist in a 2019 email that Trump knew about the girls. Let that sink in. Now, if you're already a member of this channel, thank you. Seriously, you're the reason we can do this. You're supporting independent journalism that doesn't answer to corporate interests or political pressure. When mainstream media goes soft...
Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, folks, you know this. Yeah, I'm sure you know this. With Donald Trump as president, there are days that make you go, whoa. And there are days that make you go, oh my God. And then there are days that make you go, whoa, my God. Today was one of those days.
The new leader of Venezuela, he said the people don't respect her. Here's what he said. I mean, you would think that if, that she's the Nobel Peace Prize winner, she's the main opposition leader. If this idea was about democracy, there would be references to that. But that's not what he said. He said it's about oil. It's about taking over their resources for American oil companies. Here's what he said about Machado.
Are you U.S. aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President,
how many hesitations about Machado?
Mr. President, on Monday...
I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within, or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be the leader.
Channels like ours don't have that luxury. We can't afford to. And if you're not a member yet, it costs less than a coffee. Monthly empowerment to keep holding power accountable. That's what this is. Back to Trump's meltdown. Because he didn't just let the Colbert thing slide. He never does. After CBS announced they were canceling The Late Show, which, let's be honest, came suspiciously close to Paramount paying Trump $16 million to settle that 60 Minutes lawsuit, Trump celebrated on Truth Social. I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings.
He drew a line in the sand for his supporters, posting in part, "The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bull hook, line, and sinker. I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter."
Want to bring in Charlie Angus, leader of Midas Canada, leader of the Resistance Tour, the Midas Canada Tour. Charlie, good to see you. Talk to us about what you're hearing from the Canadian people right now after this unlawful invasion by the United States of Venezuela.
Well, you know, in Canada for a long time, the issues of Latin America seemed very far away. We'd seen gunboat diplomacy used time and time again, and we just thought, well, that's not something we would have to deal with.
Colbert's response? He came back from break, looked directly into the camera, and said, "Go fuck yourself." That clip went everywhere, but Trump wasn't done. In late December, well after midnight, he posts another unhinged rant. Stephen Colbert is a pathetic train wreck with no talent or anything else necessary for show business success. Stephen is running on hatred and fumes. A dead man walking. CBS should put him to sleep now. It is the humanitarian thing to do. Put him to sleep. That's the president of the United States saying that about a comedian.
And no, folks, listen, if you insist on asking me about Jeffrey Epstein, please turn in your MAGA hat, your golden shoes, your golden watch, your Trump golden guitar, and also immediately delete any NFTs you have of me as Laser Eyes, Top Gun Moon Man, or Outer Space Lion Tamer. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's my favorite. Outer space, I can do that. I really can do that.
But Donald Trump is making us deal with this, and Donald Trump has made it very clear what his agenda is. He doesn't give a damn about democracy. He doesn't give a damn about human rights. The Canadian government had opposed Maduro on a number of issues in terms of democracy and human rights, but Donald Trump says he doesn't care. He wants their oil. He doesn't even believe that their opposition leader will have a place because he plans to run Venezuela himself. Good luck, Donald. Good luck with that. My sense from the Canadian people is that, you know, again, last year, we would have been really nervous. We'd have been freaked out by this.
Because that comedian aired footage of him partying with a convicted sex trafficker, and then Trump demanded that CBS, NBC, and ABC have their broadcast licenses revoked because late-night shows are almost 100% negative toward him. This is where we are. The man in the Oval Office is openly threatening broadcasters for criticizing him, while simultaneously trying to keep files sealed that his own administration was legally compelled to release, files that multiple sources confirm contain his name multiple times. And when someone like Colbert reminds America of the footage that already exists,
You can't build a brand on conspiracy theories and then get mad when people are interested in your conspiracy theories. The same reason Hooters had to drop their short-lived ad campaign, "If you're not here for the food, please go home." So, woo! They have buffalo wings.
But very quietly behind the scenes, Canada has been working on military plans as well, whether it is, frankly, working with the Ukrainians to learn about the drone technology even more and implementing a strategy in the event the United States invades with drones, the civilian army of 300,000 people, which I know lots of Canadian corporate media kind of poo-poos and goes, that's not, are we really going to be able to do that? But it's actually, real serious. So you've got Prime Minister Carney reconsidering.
There's a sense that you can feel everywhere of a determination. We understand exactly who we're up against. We understand that this is a criminal. This man is a convicted criminal who survived for decades siphoning off dark Russian money. He's now doing smash and grab politics, bandit politics, trying to steal other nations' resources. And it's forcing the rest of the world to decide which side they're on. And right now, our leader, Mark Carney, has been in constant communication with the Europeans.
Trump goes nuclear. You want to know why The Late Show is ending? Officially, CBS says it's financial, but the timing tells a different story. Paramount was seeking merger approval from Trump's FCC. They paid him $16 million to settle a lawsuit their own lawyers said they could win. 3 days later, Colbert's canceled. Elizabeth Warren called it what it was. America deserves to know if his show was canceled for political reasons. The Writers Guild filed a complaint calling it a bribe. And Colbert? He's still going, still swinging. His show ends in May, and until then, he's made it clear the gloves are off.
Trump is trying to make this go away, but that's not going to be easy because in a new poll, just 3% of U.S. adults say they're satisfied with the information released about Jeffrey Epstein. 3%, which means Trump's handling of the Epstein files has the exact same rating as Battlefield Earth does on Rotten Tomatoes, which, coincidentally, is the movie Jeffrey Epstein was watching right before he killed himself. I'm kidding, obviously.